Alright gang, test drove it last night and just getting her washed up so I can pull this thing in the garage. I definitely need to wash it like with an actual brush, but I just did a really good spray down just to get all the nasty crap off of it. And then we're gonna get it up in there to do this T-case and driver's side wheel bearing. Over now. All right, y'all, we're on the Envoy here. I got the camera set up, hopefully to get a decent view. I'm gonna put on a time lapse. We are doing the driver's side front wheel bearing. One trick, if you're not sure what side of the wheel bearing, if it's not obvious, if it's the passenger or driver's side, you do have to get it up in the air on all fours on a lift, or like I have here on 4 floor jacks. But then you take a stethoscope to the coil there, right here. It's kind of hard to see there, and you put a rod on the coil, and it'll be very apparent which side is the culprit. So we're gonna go ahead and just disassemble. I have a brake squeak as well that I'm gonna investigate, so let's get to work. All right, y'all, I got the rotor off. I ended up hitting it from the back because I discovered that, number one, my rear pad is almost completely gone. I'm hoping these calipers don't have any big issues. I'm probably just gonna do rotors and pads and see how things work, just because I'm got so many things happening all at once. But I'm gonna go for new rotors. Obviously this thing's brakes are going to be a lot better. And so it's 18mm socket for the 3 wheel bearing bolts, and I started those, and I'll wiggle those out. 18mm, buzz that off with a impact gun, and then you tap this right here, and it'll what's it called, the force will shake this loose, and it should just drop right out. And then of course you got your line here, they'll run up, and then I'll get my socket kit here. It's buried in there, so that's what I'm gonna do next. Get this thing dialed in and get after it. All right, y'all, as you saw, we got her out. It obviously feels terrible, looks terrible. And before I put the new one in, I'm just making sure everything's the right size, everything's looking good. It is. Get that out of here. This thing is absolutely beautiful. They even painted it. I did wire brush everything. I'm gonna take my air-powered wire brush and just clean up a little bit more of these rusty areas. I really don't need to do much. I'm gonna probably hit this little area here. Not a big deal. I just want everything to fit nice and flush. And we're gonna get everything back together. I am gonna go ahead and take the passenger side brakes apart just so I'm ready to go back together with those. We'll do pads and rotors, and hoping the calipers have some life left in them. And then tomorrow we will dive head first into our transfer case, and I'll do my best to film as much as that as I can. And looking at our sway bar action here. And all right, guys, let's get after it. Install this wheel bearing. Alright, y'all, we got the bearing installed. Everything's on and tight. This aftermarket cable didn't quite line up. I should have put this on the inside, I think, because it stretches it just a little bit too much. Anyhow, so we're good to go there. I did pick up some, sorry guys, some pads and rotors. As of course you can see, our inboard pad is just about gone, and the other pad's not there. I showed this in a previous video, I think, but so I'm hoping the caliper isn't trash. I don't think I think it's gonna be fine, at least for this next. If it wears the same this next brake job, you know, in a year and a half or two, I will replace the calipers. It'll be sold before then, probably. Anyways, these are our rotors from O'Reilly's. Boom, boom, boom. I did get the OE ceramic. I did get the new hardware. So we're good to go there. I'm gonna start by cleaning up the rotor. Well, I'm gonna start by cleaning up this caliper, getting it all apart, cleaned up, back together. Then I will clean up the rotor, put it on there, reinstall the brakes, and then I still need to reinstall this. I'll leave it off so I can easily rotate things around. Should take about an hour or so if I stay on top of things and don't get distracted. So let's get her done. All right, y'all, I got her back together. Sorry, I know the angle wasn't that great. I would love to have some sort of a clear time lapse from back here, or even on my head, like, you know, wearing a GoPro. But obviously got everything cleaned up. Made sure to get all the packaging oil off of the rotor. Cleaned my pads, cleaned all my surfaces. Of course, drove the pistons in slowly but surely. And then I lubricated the hardware after I figured out how to get everything. I put the wear indicators on this side because if you think about it when you're driving, this is touching this wear indicator first, and I want it sort of trailing. I'm not sure why. I was taught that a while ago, but it might, I don't know. I really don't know if it makes a difference. There are actually 8 of these wear indicators come, so you can put them on all 4 sides, which is basically what you're supposed to do anyway, because you could have a tapered wear, you could have one pad wearing, you know, so it's smart to have all 4. I just did 2 down here. I'm used to checking the brakes myself. As you can see, our brake line isn't looking too great, but we got everything torqued down, tight, wheel bearings tight. I got my tie rod bolted back up. I got the frame and the piston, everything's hooked up, and I'm going to move to the other side. I'm gonna film as much of it as I can. I didn't anticipate doing brakes, so as you can see, it's pretty tight. So I'm gonna remove this stuff, and again, I may or may not even film it, guys. If I do, it'll be some weird angle from here. So we'll see. All right, y'all, I am not filming. As you can see, I've got everything taken apart. I'm just basically cleaning up and going back together now. It's sort of a tight fit. I'm basically sitting on that. But I'm gonna get this done. And then I don't know if I'm gonna do the transfer case this weekend or not, but I did get my adapter gasket. And then I did get a output shaft seal. Again, this is for the 2002 GMC Envoy with the 226 GM transfer case. So it's a 710660, and this is a Felpro 72769. This is available on Amazon. I think I paid $19.99 for this in town, so it's not too bad. Then of course I got my auto track fluid ready to go, so I'm excited to get that. I'm excited to get this fixed. I did not know the brakes were how they were, so this ended up taking priority. Probably gonna have her drive it in two-wheel drive one more week. Hopefully it doesn't snow. And then when my nephew still owned this, they did change out this wheel bearing. While it looks rusty, you can see that it's semi-new. I'm gonna double check everything looks good there. Get everything cleaned up and go back together. Rock and roll. All right, y'all, we got the passenger side all dialed in. Just basically finished that up, got everything cleaned up. I did go ahead and switch. I had that plugged in from the other side and it was making everything not line up very well, so I redid that, which allowed me to plug into there, which allowed me to plug into there, and then I've got this. I'm gonna nye tie this because this is sort of loose, not a big deal. And then I'm gonna redo my zip tie fix. And then tomorrow I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna do this T-case. It'll basically be right after church, all day affair. I don't know if I want to do that or not. It's doable, but I don't want to be working out here all weekend. But we'll see. Might just knock it out. But I'm gonna get this fixed up, and then we'll at least have the front end all done. I did need to check the front differential oil. I checked it a while back. I just want to make double sure and check the rear diff. I should have changed the fluid on the T-case on this basically once a year. Anytime you have an automatic transfer case, you want to make sure you change the fluid. And I'm not saying that's what broke it, but it certainly didn't help, and they're very sensitive. So anyway, but it also has 200,000 miles on it, so whatevs. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get going and then see what comes next. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, got the front brakes done, wheel bearings on, test drive's going great. Just filling up some gas here. And I'm gonna do the T-case next weekend, but man, we're just checking stuff off the list. And this thing's ready for the week. Let's get after it. Gas is $3.69 today. Over now.